Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Atari Man 71 Plays his entire Atari collection. This is episode 16 in a collector's series. I stole that line from somebody. If you hear my dogs barking in the background, I apologize. My daughter just came home and the dogs are excited. So, tonight I have three additional games. I have Asteroids, Berzerk, and Blackjack. You see the cartridges pictured here, and I think Atari missed their mark here. Blackjack is game number 51, and ideally it would have been game number 21 in their lineup, and I would have shuffled it. When they were originally coming up with games. Blackjack, I believe, was one of the original releases, so they could have put it at any number they had wanted to, and they chose 51, which it's kind of unfortunate because obviously 21 is the score you're going for. So the first game I have tonight is Asteroids, and before I get into the game, I'm going to show you this monstrous controller I recently purchased. This thing is gigantic. It's almost as big as the Atari. It's probably about 75% as big as the Atari. It weighs almost as much as the Atari as well. It's a pretty hefty controller. One of the games I got it for was Asteroids, though, because I know as a kid I'd constantly be slamming my thumb to fire off the bullets or protons or whatever proton torpedoes. But I know my hands are weak now, so I was like, well, I'll get this thing and it'll help me because it's got an auto fire for the 2600. So I think all the weight is involved in basically it's just to make it sturdy, because I have other auto fire joysticks that aren't as easy to manipulate as this one is for me, but they're not nearly as heavy. So this is all a bunch of extra fluff in here to make it seem worth the money. And I guess it's pretty rare now, so I paid a pretty penny for it. I mean, not really, but I paid more than I would pay for other controllers. Another controller, I'd say this probably would be worth 35. I saw a broken one sell yesterday on eBay for basically $75. So this one I bought off of eBay as well, and it was working. So I think the seller made a deal with me, and I chose to do it. So I have this monstrous controller now. I don't know what other games I'll use it for. I was thinking it would be smaller. I was thinking it'd be more like the touchpad size controller. This is actually pretty big, and it is stiff and hard to move left and right and up and down. And diagonal is really where it's difficult. But I know that there's adjustments in here. I'm going to watch some YouTube videos to see how to adjust the tension settings on the joystick, and maybe I'll make it a little easier to move, and maybe I'll make it so that I use it in a lot more games. Because the button on top, the gray button on the top, or white, whatever color it shows, that's where the auto fire is. The big red button, that is just the standard fire button. And this also works with ColecoVision, so it works with Atari and ColecoVision. So it's got a little port on here that you could plug your ColecoVision controller in and use the touchpad on that for the number pad. So I'm going to start with Asteroids, like I said. So I'm going to turn off my static and plug in the game. Oh, my static didn't turn off. I unlocked it. There we go. So this is Asteroids for the 2600. So Asteroids was released in 1979. I had another source say 1981, but the document that I have for the manual says 1979, so I'm going to go with 1979. But if it was 81, I apologize. The game uses a joystick controller, and this is one of the games that I had as a kid. I played it quite a bit. My parents brought this home with our Atari that they bought in 1981. So when we got our Atari, so I played this on Game 33 because it was easier, and I was 9 or 10 years old when my parents brought home the Atari. I'm still going to play it on Game 33. That's the children's version of the game, and I remember that number expressly because I played it so much. Um, it's easier because when you shoot the asteroid, the big asteroid, it doesn't break into two; it breaks into one. It just gets smaller, and then the medium sized asteroid breaks into two small ones. So instead of two medium ones, there's one, and instead of four small ones, you're dealing with two. So it's a little easier. There's less things to shoot. I may go to a different game. Um, I don't use hyperspace. I don't know if you know what hyperspace is, but I don't really like hyperspace because it just randomly puts you on the screen, and I don't like that. Um, but it is, I mean, the game is a lot of fun, and I played it, and I think you can earn more free lives in the children's version than you can in the regular one, so that's probably why I played it more. This version of Asteroids is not as nice as the arcade version. You know, the arcade version was very popular, and it was vector graphics. It was, just lines. There weren't colors. It was black and white screen, and but it just something about it. It seemed futuristic. It seemed nice, and but you were able to play this at home, and it didn't cost you a quarter. So a lot of people, a lot of people had the game, and a lot of people played the game. Um, but in the game, you basically shoot each wave of asteroids before they collide with you. I don't think there's an end to the game. I may be wrong. You might be able to get 1,000,000 points in the game. I don't know for sure. Um, I've never even tried to get up that high. So VGR ratings, the graphics are 3 for decent, and the playability is 5 for irresistible. And I played this a lot as a kid, and I know my mom got tired of the sound effects of this game because I played it in our family room, and I played it quite a bit. So here's the game again, and I will go to game 33, and I'm going to use my rapid trick where you hold in the select and reset switch at the same time. Otherwise, it took forever to get to these higher numbers. So this is one player, like it says. Loosen my hands up. Oof. Used to be able to crack my knuckles like crazy. I can't anymore. All right. So this is Asteroids, game 33. Let's see how we do. So I'm going to try to situate myself here with this controller. It's gigantic. It's enormous. I mean, it fits in your lap, and we'll see how this goes. So autofire might be cheating a little bit. It definitely makes it easier. So you're not actually in the center of the screen. You're off to the right a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to hit this with the manual. Oh. So I shot that little one. So that one, that purple one, it's safe to flip because it's coming to this side. And you see when I shoot, the actual bullets travel and they show up a little bit on the left side of the screen. no. Now those are both moving away. Ah! I should have done hyperspace. And I struggled with that because this joystick is actually very stiff. Oh, it didn't quite reach it. Pushed too late. It's funny, it's interesting that they were all gray to start and then they switched to colors when they... Now that beeping sound is a free life. So now I'm back up to my original number of lives. So that one's moving away, so I'm going to go to this side. He came over. See, and flip is nice when you play in the middle of the screen because as a kid, I'd freak out because if something was close to me, I'd feel like it was going to hit me versus focusing on the direction it was headed. See, now those two are going away from me. And those angles see, now that green one is going away from me, so the purple one is the one I had to worry about. So now they're all going in the right directions. they're far enough away. I knew that was too late. Oh, I missed it. $10,000 free life. Let's see if I can get this guy. Yeah, so see, in my childhood days, this purple one is going to be a problem. I'll be honest though, this joystick makes this game, at least on this level, the easiest game. There's one coming from both ways. Oh. Okay, so this is the children's version of game one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off right now and then go back and I'm going to play some game one to show you the difference. You know, the children's version, and I'm already almost at a half an hour. I'm going crazy tonight. I'll just play a little bit of this because I probably won't last that long. But this you'll see there's more targets. Ooh, that was lucky. Seeing those asteroids didn't go in the same direction. When I shot them, when that big one was close to me, it split into two that headed in different. Yeah, they're heading in different directions. So some are coming close to you, some are traveling away. Oh, I tried hitting the button, it didn't work. Now see, I'm not generating because there's too many asteroids in the middle of the screen. It's still bad. So you can see. That's gonna hit me. This game is significantly different than the children's version, just because there's so many more objects for you to clear off the screen. I don't know if this joystick is the best for this game, because I think in this one, it's like Space War. You have to move around. 3,000 points. So you saw the other one. I could have gone on for days and probably flipped it. I might actually try it someday to flip the score, maybe see if I can get to 1,000,000 points. But that's basically Asteroids. I had a lot of fun playing it as a kid. It's still pretty fun now. So that is that game. So I'm going to switch controllers too, because I tried this controller in the next game, which is Berzerk, and it's just a little too stiff for me. You know, you have to move around quickly in Berzerk, and I'm going to call in my trusty regular joystick. This is a 3-controller night. Could have been a 2, but I chose to use that big controller just to show it to you, show you what it did. I don't know if it'll come out again, but if it does, I'll let you know. So the next game is Berzerk. So this is the Berzerk screen. So I have a lot of information on Berzerk. Let's see if we can go over it quickly. Berzerk was released in 1980. My family had this game, so I played it quite a bit as a kid. I remember my dad liked this game a lot. I think he played this in Missile Command the most. You run around in a randomly generated maze and destroy robots before they get to you. The game ends when you have lost all your lives. You can't touch the walls or robots or you will die. It electrocutes you. And if you get shot, you die too. And it is a very dramatic death. I don't know if you've played this game before. It's comical how they die. So VGR ratings for this game, the graphics are 2, which is reasonable, and the playability is 2, which means dry, brief enjoyment. I think it's a little more fun than that, but you know, I'm jaded because I had this as a kid. So here's a game of Berzerk. Like I said, I'm going to play game 2, so let's go to game 2. It's a little grainy right now. I don't know what that is. I had some difficulty with it. I think one of the connections is going bad. So if I sit around too long, yep, there's Evil Otto. So that's when you hit the walls. So yeah, so I just oh, I didn't see that shot. So I guess it says, boy, I'm terrible. I might need to play the children's version. What was that game, 12? Evil Otto shows up where you show up at the same, so you got to move away from that screen. And I always said as a kid, these robots look like the Fry Guys from McDonald's. I'd like to know what you think about that. Ugh. So this is a 70-point bonus now because I cleared all the robots off the screen, but it's super easy in this variation. The other thing it says you can do is you can use the walls to your advantage. You can hide so that they can't shoot you. And this is something I did as a kid, so this is a 40-point bonus because there's only 4 robots on that screen, I guess. So there's a lot of robots here. 60-point bonus. Free life. So there I have 3 lives. So eventually the robots get faster. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, this children's version is super easy as an adult. So I will tell you this, I could get into playing this game on a higher level, a bigger difficulty now that I'm an adult, because it actually is challenging. This is not challenging at all. This is just basically target shooting. You know, as a kid, I guess your hand-eye coordination is not that good. Oh, there I go, saying something and then I die. So there's only 2 on this level, so this is not going to give me a big bonus. But I could play this for hours on this level. And if you read anything about programming of the games, I mean, he just lined up there for me. So you see how the left half and the right half of the screen, they're mirrors of each other. So that's part of the programming of the game. And it's random. They don't actually program these screens. It's just automatically generated from some number. And so here, I said you could go back and it would be the same. But if you see, every time I go through a level, the door behind you shuts. So here I'll come to this side. I got a free life. And see that behind me, it's closed. These H layers were always the easiest, though, because they would always walk into the walls. And you basically can stop them from walking. I mean, that's the interesting thing. If you move just a little bit, I mean, you see all these guys. They're just... And they stop. Hey, I'm going to get in your line of fire. Thank you for killing me. Let me see how many lives I can get up to. See, now if I sit here, I think that robot will actually walk into that wall eventually. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But he's going to line himself up for a perfect shot for me. All right, I'm going to go till I either flip the save or the free lives, or I die again. See, that's the biggest mistake you can make in the game, is shooting and having it travel all the way across the screen. Yeah, so see, 6 was the most it'll show. But let's see here if when I die, there's still 6. So I still had 7 lives. So now it was down to 5. So yeah. I mean, you see at this level, I could play. I mean, I could just clear the whole game. So that's it for Berzerk. We had a lot of fun playing this as a kid. We had it. Me and my buddy played it quite a bit, but you know, looking back, I think playing it with the child's version is in my past. I don't think I'll play that again on that level. So the last game I have for tonight is Blackjack, and that uses the paddle controllers. So those are here. Joystick over there. Basically on time. I made up for my Asteroid play with my Berzerk play. So it was dry, brief enjoyment, and that was for sure on that level, the children's level. I didn't really, have that much fun. So this is Blackjack. So I'm going to go over some game information first, as per my usual. Let me get my notes here. Hold on, I'm going to try doing something else too, because I need to call up the instructions. Okay, so my notes for Blackjack. Blackjack was released in 1977. This is one of the original releases with the system, and that's where I said they should have made it number 21. I don't know why they didn't. Just maybe they didn't have the sense of humor or the foresight to make this 21. We didn't have this as a kid, and I don't know anyone that did. So basically, you start this game with 200 chips, and you can bet up to 25 per hand, and then you can double down, so you can make your maximum bet 50. You break the bank at 1,000 chips, and apparently there's a glitch in this program. So while you're deciding what you do for your card, either oh, that's the other thing. So you can double down, you get one card. You can hit or you can stay. You can't split. So if you get two kings, you can't split them and play two hands. It wasn't that advanced. It's just basically a easy game of 21. And but basically, when you're changing, you use the paddle to select what you're going to do for your hand. When you do that, when you go back to the next hand, it's actually modified your bet. So the variable that selects what you're going to do with your cards is used somehow when you're the variable you use when you bet is used somehow to select what you do with your cards. So when you go back to your bet, you have to make sure that the bet is exactly what you want it to be. Otherwise, you might be betting a lower amount or a higher amount than you choose to. The graphics on this game are 2, which is reasonable, and the playability is 2, which is dry, brief enjoyment. So I don't think we're going to be playing it for very long. Maybe I'll break the bank, maybe I won't. But we'll just have to see. Okay, so I'm just a single player, so I'm going to reset this game. Okay, and I grabbed the wrong paddle controller as usual. Put that one off to the side. Okay, so I'm going to bet my maximum bet. See what it does. So I'm going to hit. So you roll. 23. He had a 17. So now I'm going to bet. I'm going to go back to bet 25. 10, 3. I'm going to hit. He's showing a 6. Now see, if I stay here, 17. See, I lost. So I'm going to go back, bet 25 again. See, now, in real blackjack, you can split that. So hit. And the other thing, if you have an ace show, you can get insurance, which that's not in this game. So I'm going to take a hit. So now I have 16 showing. I'm busted. I got 4 hands left in me. Oh, blackjack. So yeah, so the half point the computer kept, it only gave me 12 over, not 12.50. So I'm bet 25 again. Kings, I'm going to stay. Okay, I'm going to bet 25 again. I got 9 showing. Definitely going to hit. Maybe I'll get an ace. Ooh, stay. And I see. There we go. Go back to 25. 9 to 5. I'm gonna hit that. Bust. He would have took that 8. 11. I am definitely gonna hit that weight. Oh, double down. So I'm gonna double here and put my bet up to 50. Ooh. 11 or 14. I'm gonna hit. Ugh, he would have busted. I'm learning real quick how to play blackjack. Blackjack for him. 11. Double down. Ugh. So I got 12 bucks. 19. I'm going to stay. He's got 17. So I'm going to bet all 24. 20. I'm going to stay. He's got 16. He's got 12. Alright, so now I'm going to bet 25. Sixes. I'm going to hit that. 15. I'm going to stay. Ugh. I can't hit anymore, I thought. Alright, so 10 is 18. 17. I won. So he's got 20. 17. I still wouldn't beat him with the 16. I had to hit. Blackjack. Yeah! $11. Oh, 13. I'm sorry. Jeez. Bet 25. 13. I'm gonna hit it. 19. I'm gonna stay. You notice how the computer actually, and maybe this is me. This is tough. I should have stayed. When you're down to your last chips, it seems to let you win the hand. 17, so I'm going to stay on that. See how it's stalled there? It was trying to figure out what to do with me. Say they got a 9 or a 19. And I can't really improve my hand unless I get an ace. King 3. He's got a 3 showing. Damn it. He would have busted probably. I got 2 chips left. Gotta hit it. Oh, so it says you can ask for more chips, but you just gotta hit the reset button, I guess. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So that's 3 people, 2 people. Does this use the other controller? Yeah, this uses the other controller. So, anyway, that's it for Blackjack. It's a little early, but you know, I'm probably gonna play a little Berserk after I shut this off. We'll see. I got a lot of editing and everything to do. But as usual, everyone please stay healthy, wash your hands, social distance. If you enjoy these kind of videos where me playing Atari games or old video games in general, because I have an Intellivision, I have a ColecoVision, Nintendo Entertainment System, I have a Sega, I have a Super Nintendo. I plan on playing all that stuff. It's just I'm going to get to it in time. This collection is the biggest one. I have over 400 cartridges of different publishers, and some of the games repeat, so I won't do that. I'll just play unique games. But I'm going to go through this collection just basically to document all the games and how to play them and what they're like. They've been pretty dry so far. Asteroids, Missile Command, those have been pretty fun. There's a few that are fun. Some games are fun for 2 players and not for 1 player, like Combat, Air Sea Battle. Those are just or Skydiver. But we're getting to the point now where games started being more inventive, and maybe not these, but at the end of the week, we're going to see our first, it's one of the last games that Atari actually published. It's Roadrunner, and that's that's a little more advanced. And then after we get through the Atari published games, we're going to go through the Sears games, which are basically made by Atari. There's 3 of them that Sears put out that Atari never released, and I'll play those. And then after that, I'm going to go into Activision, and those are kind of not the holy grail, but the games that people actually really liked playing and played a lot. And so we'll go into those afterward. So if you like these videos, please subscribe. I know it might not be the best content so far, but later on it's going to get more interesting, I promise you. And subscribe to videos on YouTube. You can subscribe to my stream on Twitch. I have some subscribers, but no one's really gotten on when I was playing. I guess I had 1 person so far, but I'm going to continue to stream. I was debating just making it a YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter, so please follow me on Twitter. I put a lot of content out there on Twitter, and for those of you watching this on the YouTube channel, I cut some of the information out because I don't own the content of the manuals and stuff like that. So I cut all that out, and I only put that in the stream. So like I said, please subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Please leave a comment. Please stop by my chat room. Please post message to me on Twitter. I will get back to you. So till next time, have a nice evening, and I will see you tomorrow with 3 new games. Thank you.